This is my 1977 Kramer 650G guitar made of bird's eye maple and walnut. It has the Bill Lawrence custom wound pickups with Kramer logo metal engraved covers, walnut pickup rings, fixed string through 6 saddle adjustable chrome bridge, .001 and .022 orange drop capacitors, CTS vintage 500K pots, chrome knobs, a 3-way switch, an aluminum neck with an ebonite fretboard, pearloid crown inlays. It has an aluminum tuning fork headstock and Schaller tuners. There were only 400 of these made, and I have one of them. So this is my 1977 Kramer 650G guitar. This is my Concord XG1 vintage guitar, most likely from the Matsumoku factory in Japan, more or less in the 80s era Olympic style guitar. It has DiMaggio humbuckers in the neck, DiMaggio humbuckers in the bridge, cream pickup rings, a chrome wraparound 6-saddle stop tailpiece bridge, 2 volume knobs, 2 tone knobs, a 3-way switch. It has a ebony fretboard, dot inlay, 24 frets, a brass nut. I actually stained the headstock and created my own logo. It has Schaller tuners. There is little to no information about this guitar online, but it is a Concord XG1, and I guarantee that it's a guitar. Next is my Minarik Goddess Studio Extreme. This one kind of reminds me of my BC Rich. It has the Tone Perfect resonator pickups in the neck and in the bridge position. It has chrome pickup rings. It has a chrome 6-saddle bridge. Actually, it's a lot fancier than my BC Rich. It has a mahogany body, quilted maple top, and ocean burst. Paula Abalone binding around body, 2 volume knobs, 2 tone knobs, a 3-way switch. It has a ebony fretboard with Crows of India fretboard inlay, white binding around the fretboard, a bone neck. That is a very nice looking guitar neck. It has Grover Imperial tuners, the Minarik logo on the headstock, Goddess on the truss rod cover, and that is basically my Minarik Goddess Studio Extreme. Very lovely indeed. This is my custom built Omega Alembic style guitar. In this one, I have an XLR male jack and a 1/4-inch jack. I have 2 volume knobs, 2 tone knobs, a rotary 3-way switch, a PVT60 flat paddle switch, a PVT40 phase switch. Oh yes, I'm tone chasing. I have the Seymour Duncan Little 59 for Strat in the neck position, a Seymour Duncan Little 59 for Strat in the middle position, a Seymour Duncan JB Jr. in the bridge position. I have a gold Mothright bridge and an Alembic tailpiece. I have Burl Exotic Wood pickup covers by Pat Portrait. I have white binding around a rosewood fretboard, dragon inlay. Then I have the Jazzmaster's No Buzz brass nut, gold spur sail tuners, a gold truss rod cover, and that is basically my custom built Omega Alembic style guitar. This is my 1980 Airy Rang Austin guitar by Samick. Has a neck through body. I have DiMaggio humbucker pickups in the neck and DiMaggio humbucker pickups in the bridge with aluminum pickup rings by Joe Bentz, a ABR style bridge, chrome wraparound tailpiece, 2 volume knobs, 2 tone knobs, a 3-way switch. Don't know what kind of wood it is, but the grain is really nice. It has a maple fretboard with black dot inlay, a bone nut. I sanded down the headstock and painted it black, created my own logo. I have the Young Chang tuners made in Korea, Republic of. But that is basically my 1980 Airy Rang Austin guitar by Samick. My next guitar is my Luna Saw Exotica. This guitar has mystery dual humbucking pickups, ABR bridge, a matted nickel slotted tailpiece, matted nickel plated pickup rings. Then there are 2 volume knobs, 2 tone knobs. It has a basswood body, quilted maple and babinga top, a 3-way switch. I added a black armrest near the bottom. It has a ebony fretboard with mother of pearl inlaid moon phase fret markers, a bone nut, Grover tuners, abalone truss rod cover, and that is basically my Luna Saw Exotica guitar. This is my custom built redwood Jazzmaster guitar. In this one, I have the Lindy Fralin Jazzmaster steel pole pickup set, neck and the bridge. I have white no-hole pickup covers, a mastery bridge, a Fender 62 Jaguar Jazzmaster tremolo tailpiece, a black anodized aluminum pickguard. I have a CTS 1 meg linear pot, CTS 1 meg split shaft audio pot, white witch hat knobs, 1/4-inch jack. I have the 2 roller knobs and the on-off switch at the top for the rhythm circuit. The redwood wood grain is actually pretty stunning in real life. Pictures don't really do it justice. I have a roasted maple neck with the rosewood fretboard, block inlay, YorMajesty inlay. I have a brass nut. Then I have the chrome Fender locking tuners, chrome string tree, YorMajesty signature on the headstock. And that is basically my custom built redwood Jazzmaster guitar. My next guitar is my 1966 Fender Jaguar reissue in Olympic white. This one I have the Seymour Duncan pickups in the neck and in the bridge position. I have a Fender Mustang bridge. Then I have the Fender Jaguar Jazzmaster tremolo tailpiece. Then I have the chrome control plate, black witch hat knobs, a volume and a tone. Then I have the chrome switch plate for pickup selectors. Then I have the 2 roller wheels and the on-off rhythm circuit switch. Inside the chrome plate, I find the wiring for a Jaguar to be pretty interesting, to say the least. I have a white binding around a rosewood fretboard with block pearl inlay, a bone nut, chrome Fender locking tuners, a chrome string tree, YorMajesty signature on the headstock. And that is basically my 1966 Fender Jaguar reissue. I think everyone should at least have one Jaguar in their collection. This is my 1966 Warren Wilshire Epiphone reissue guitar. In this one, I have the 2 Epiphone mini humbucker pickups with the black pickup rings, a lock-tone tune-o-matic bridge, an Epiphone trematone tailpiece. I have 2 volume knobs, 2 tone knobs, 1/4-inch jack. I put the vintage radio knobs on this one. It has that true vintage vibe with a smooth cherry satin finish, 3-way toggle pickup selector, a white pickguard. It's a really cool looking guitar for a 60s era guitar. It has a rosewood fretboard, dot inlay, a bone nut. Then you get the Epiphone headstock with the Rotomatic tuners. And that is basically my 1966 Epiphone Wilshire reissue guitar. This is my natural Godin 5th Avenue Kingpin guitar, an inheritance from the late great George Terry Powell. It has 1 Godin Kingpin P90 single coil pickup, a chrome tailpiece, one volume knob, one tone knob, Canadian wild cherry arch top, Canadian wild cherry back and sides, cream binding, silver leaf maple neck, a rosewood fretboard with dot inlay, a bone nut, a contoured high gloss black headstock with 18:1 ratio tuners on the bass side and 26:1 ratio tuners on the treble side, a tortoiseshell pickguard, an adjustable tusk bridge by Tech, and that is my natural Godin 5th Avenue guitar. Next up is my white pearl Wildcat Royale guitar. It has a mahogany body with a pearl white top, gold sparkle binding around the body, gold P90R dog-ear classic neck pickup, gold P90T dog-ear classic bridge pickup, lock-tone Tunematic stop bar bridge, a Bigsby B70 vibrato tailpiece, one master volume knob, two pickup volume knobs, one tone knob. I chose to go with the gold pearl top knobs on this one. There's a 3-way switch. Then there's gold sparkle binding around the fretboard. I have a rosewood fretboard with dot inlay, a bone nut. Headstock has a gold vintage style Epiphone badge. I have the Grover 16:1 machine heads. And that is basically my white pearl Wildcat Royale Epiphone guitar. This is a vintage 1965 Red K Speed Demon K573 guitar. I traded a West Tone bass to get this guitar. It has black and chrome to almond pickups, neck, middle, and bridge, an adjustable rosewood bridge, a chrome vibrato tailpiece. It has 3 volume and 3 tone controls. It has the vintage black silver top knobs, a 1/4-inch jack, a batwing pickguard, a 4-way switch. It has a rosewood fretboard with what I would call a domino style dot inlay, a bone nut, a K headstock with Clusen tuners. This is a nice maple Florentine cutaway semi-hollow archtop guitar. My vintage 1965 Red K Speed Demon K573 guitar. This is my Joshua Ovation style acoustic guitar. It has a maple top with white binding, a rosewood bridge with pearl inlay around sound hole. Then it has a EP7545 EQ tuner preamp pickup with a 9-volt battery. It has the presence, treble, middle, and bass sliders, as well as a volume knob. Then you have the 1/4-inch jack, a rosewood fretboard with white binding, dot and diamond inlay, a black tusk nut. Had to replace the original nut because it cracked. A rosewood headstock with gold toe tuners. And that is basically my Joshua Ovation style acoustic guitar. This is my custom Super Stratocaster, my first pre-owned modified guitar I bought from an employee of Manny's Music Store in Manhattan, New York. It has a DiMaggio Dark Matter 2 DP267F pickup in the neck, a DiMaggio Utopia DP288F pickup in the middle, vintage DiMaggio Super Distortion DP100 pickup in a bridge, chrome pickup covers, chrome pickup rings. It has a CTS 300K audio taper volume pot, 2 CTS 300K vintage tone pots, 3 PVT60 flat paddle pickup switches, 3 PVT40 flat paddle phase switches, a chrome 6 saddle bridge. It has a Telecaster neck, maple fretboard with dot inlay, a bone nut, chrome crossbar string tree. It has vintage Spurzale tuners. It was originally candy apple red. I stained it with mini wax stain, Jacobin, and gunstock, and painted the Dutch aqua stripes. And that is basically my custom Super Stratocaster. This is my 80s custom Super Stratocaster, gifted to me by my ex-girlfriend Melanie, built by Roman's Guitar Shop on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, California. It has Bill Lawrence L500 pickups in the neck and in the bridge, aluminum pickup rings, a gold big block tremolo bridge, CTS 500K volume pot, a CTS 500K tone pot, a 3-way switchcraft switch. The body is walnut. It has an ebony fretboard with dot inlay, a brass nut. It has a gold string tree. It has vintage gold Schaller tuners. Though we're no longer together, I still decided to name the guitar Melanie. Thank you, Melanie, for my 80s custom Super Stratocaster. This is my custom Silvertone guitar. The big homie George Terry Powell blessed me with this one. It has genuine Fender neck, middle, and bridge pickups, silver no-hole pickup covers, a chrome tremolo bridge, CTS 250K volume pot, 2 CTS 250K tone pots, silver vintage radio knobs, chrome plate that has 4 pickup selector switches, a custom-made tobacco leaf pickguard. Turned out to be a really nice parts caster. It has a rosewood fretboard, dot inlay, a black graphite nut, a chrome string tree, chrome Spurzale tuners, courtesy of the guitar show at the Tacoma Dome in Tacoma, Washington. And that is basically my custom Silvertone parts caster. This is my USA Platinum Series BC Rich Warlock guitar. It has a BC Rich BDSM pickup in the neck, a Seymour Duncan SH-13 Don Bucker humbucker pickup in the bridge, chrome pickup covers, chrome pickup rings, 2-point tremolo bridge system, chrome flame tailpiece, a CTS 500K volume pot, 2 CTS 500K tone pots, a Switchcraft 3-way toggle switch, a rosewood fretboard with dot inlay. It has 24 frets, a black graphite nut, a black headstock with Goto tuners, Warlock truss rod cover, and that is basically my USA Platinum Series BC Rich Warlock guitar. This is my maple reptilian high top Ibanez Cayman Art 300 guitar. It has a PU-LZ1-N pickup in the neck, a PU-LZ1-B pickup in the bridge, pewter pickup rings, It has a Gibraltar 3 bridge, a quick change 3 tailpiece. It has two CTS 500K volume pots, a CTS 500K tone pot, chrome knobs, 3-way toggle pickup selector, mahogany neck, rosewood fretboard with diamond inlay, a black graphite nut, black headstock, Grover locking tuners, and that is basically my maple reptilian high top Ibanez Cayman Art 300 guitar. This is my Urban Limited Edition guitar. It has two mystery humbucker pickups in the neck and in the bridge with white pickup covers and white pickup rings. It has a bronze ABR bridge, a bronze wraparound tailpiece, two 500K volume pots and two 500K tone pots, a 3-position selector switch. It's associated with the artist Keith Urban. It's called a Night Star. It has a Brazilian burst finish. It has a wood pick guard. It has a neck through body. And it has a rosewood fretboard. It has gold wing inlay. It has a black tusk nut. It has a Brazilian headstock. It has mystery tuners. And that is basically my Urban Limited Edition guitar. Next up is my Dragon Blood Quilted Maple BC Rich Classic Eagle Deluxe guitar. It has Rockfield SWV vintage humbucker pickups in the neck and bridge. It has chrome pickup rings, a chrome ABR bridge, chrome wraparound tailpiece, 500K tone pot, two 500K volume pots, 3-way toggle switch, two individual mini switches for individual pickup coil tapping. It has a mahogany neck through body. Then it has an ebony fretboard with white pearloid binding. It has a white pearloid eagle in flight inlay, a bone nut. It has a matching dragon blood headstock with white pearl binding around headstock. It has the Grover Super Rotomatic tuners, an Eagle Deluxe truss rod cover, and that is basically my Dragon Blood Quilted Maple BC Rich Classic Eagle Deluxe guitar. This is my Japanese Fender Precision bass, made in Japan 1984 to 1987 at the Fujijin factory. Vintage style split single coil precision bass pickups, chrome badass bridge, master volume, master tone, black witch hat knobs, rosewood fretboard, dot inlay, medium jumbo frets, bone nut, vintage style tuners. I own 83 guitars, but just one bass, my P bass. And that is my Japanese Fender Precision bass. Man, I can't believe old boy sold me this for $150. This is my custom Gibson signature Macabra guitar. It has a Seymour Duncan SP90-1B vintage P90 pickup in the bridge, a gold wraparound stop tailpiece bridge, a Seymour Duncan 500K volume pot, Seymour Duncan 500K tone pot, gold knobs, a Switchcraft 12B stereo 1/4-inch jack, Bumblebee .047 UF 400 volt capacitors, white binding around a rosewood fretboard, pearl block inlay and YorMajesty inlay, a bone nut, It has a gold Gibson logo inlay on headstock and gold binding around headstock. It has Grover locking tuners inspired by the Midas Old Pirate, aka Macabra 5-string guitar built for Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones. Artwork recreated by Cab Fair. That is my custom Gibson signature Macabra guitar. This is my custom signature Gibson Flying V guitar. It has the Gibson USA 61 Zebra humbucker pickup set, Burstbucker classic PAF pickups, neck and bridge, chrome pickup covers, chrome pickup rings, chrome ABR bridge, engraved bridge plate, string through body, Gibson 300K linear taper long shaft pots, vintage silver radio knobs. It has white binding around a rosewood fretboard, pearl block, and YorMajesty name inlay. It has a brass nut, a zebra wood headstock. It has white binding around headstock, abalone Gibson logo inlay, personalized truss rod cover, Grover 135N vintage tuners, and that is basically my custom signature Gibson Flying V guitar. This is my modified quilted maple top Gibson SG Modern guitar. It has a Seymour Duncan Antiquity P90 soap bar neck pickup, Seymour Duncan SSL3 hot strap pickup in the middle, chrome pickup ring, black no-hole pickup cover, a Seymour Duncan SP90 2B hot P90 pickup in the bridge, a chrome ABR1 bridge, chrome stop tailpiece, Seymour Duncan 500K pots, Switchcraft 3-way toggle switch, Mojo Tone Vitamin T .022 UF 600 volt oil filled capacitors with white binding around rosewood fretboard. It has mother of pearl trapezoid inlay, a bone nut. It has a black headstock with pearl Gibson logo inlay. It has a SG truss rod cover, Grover vintage Deluxe tuners with the green olive buttons. That is basically my modified quilted maple top Gibson SG Modern guitar. This is my Gibson Gold Top Standard Vintage 50s profile guitar. It has a Gibson Burstbucker 1 in the neck, a Gibson Burstbucker 2 in the bridge, chrome pickup rings, ABR1 Tunematic bridge, aluminum stop bar tailpiece, 2 CTS 500K volume pots, 2 CTS 500K tone pots, chrome knobs, aluminum pickguard, a Switchcraft 3-way toggle switch, .022 UF 600 volt orange drop capacitors. The neck is made of mahogany. It has white binding around a rosewood fretboard. It has pearl trapezoid inlay. It has a bone nut. It has a black headstock with pearl Gibson logo inlay. It has a chrome Gibson truss rod cover. It has Gibson Deluxe vintage tuners with the olive green buttons. And that is basically my gold top standard Gibson guitar. This is my cherry Gibson SG guitar. It has Gibson humbuckers in the neck and in the bridge, chrome pickup covers, black pickup rings, a chrome Tunematic bridge, 2 Gibson 500K volume pots, 2 Gibson 500K tone pots, black witch hat knobs, orange drop 715.022 UF 600 volt capacitors. It has a Maestro vibrato tailpiece, Switchcraft 3-way toggle switch, a black pickguard, white binding around rosewood fretboard. It has pearl trapezoid inlay. It has a bone nut. It has a black headstock with pearl Gibson logo inlay, black truss rod cover, Gibson Deluxe vintage tuners with the olive green buttons. And that is basically my Cherry Gibson SG guitar. This is my custom Mandala Blues Gibson guitar. It has a Seymour Duncan Custom Shop SP90-2 pickup in the neck, a Seymour Duncan Custom Shop SP90-3 pickup in the bridge, chrome open pickup covers with white pearl inserts, .033 UF 200 volt K40Y-9 Russian paper and oil capacitor. It has a CTS 500K audio pot, a CTS 500K tone pot, white Rogan RB-67 knobs, chrome wraparound bridge, a Switchcraft L11 1/4-inch mono jack, white binding around rosewood fretboard, a mother of pearl trapezoid inlay. It has a titanium nut, a black headstock with engraved Gibson logo, aluminum engraved truss rod cover, chrome Grover tuners, and that is basically my custom Mandala Blues Gibson guitar. This is my 2011 Gibson Gold Top Classic guitar. It has the DiMaggio PAF 36th anniversary pickup set, open gold pickup covers with abalone pearl inserts, gold with abalone pearl top knobs, gold engraved pickup rings, gold ABR1 bridge, gold wraparound stop tailpiece. It has a black aluminum pickguard, a Switchcraft 3-way toggle switch, rosewood fretboard with white binding, block inlay, bone nut, black headstock, and gold Grover tuners. That is my 2011 Gibson Gold Top Classic guitar. This is my custom built Foxy Brown Olympic style guitar made of koa, maple, and walnut. I have a Seymour Duncan SH6N pickup in the neck, a Seymour Duncan TB6 pickup in the bridge, gold engraved pickup covers with white pearl inserts and gold pickup rings, an Alembic ABR1 bridge, Alembic tailpiece, a Switchcraft L11 1/4-inch mono jack, a Switchcraft D3M XLR male 3-pin jack, CTS 500K audio volume pots, CTS 500K audio tone pots, a Mojo Tone Vitamin T .022 UF 600 volt oil filled capacitor, a PVT40 phase switch, a PVT60 flat paddle pickup switch, a Bourne's blend balance pot. I have a rosewood fretboard with dot inlay, a black tusk nut, a rosewood headstock with YorMajesty logo, Grover V98 CM Butterbean style tuners, a personalized truss rod cover, and that is basically my custom built Foxy Brown Olympic style guitar. This is my custom built Olympic style guitar I call Lovechild. It's made of mahogany, pine, and poplar. It has a Seymour Duncan SH2N jazz pickup in the neck position, a Seymour Duncan SH4JB pickup in the bridge position, chrome pickup rings, chrome open style pickup covers with abalone pearl inserts, an alembic ABR1 bridge, a limbic tailpiece, a Switchcraft L11 quarter-inch mono jack, a Switchcraft D3M XLR male 3-pin jack, CTS 500K audio volume pots, CTS 500K audio tone pots, a T60 flat paddle pickup switch, a T40 phase switch, Mojo Tone Vitamin T .022 UF 600 volt oil filled capacitor, has a rosewood fretboard with dot inlay, a black Tusk XL 42mm nut, a rosewood headstock with YorMajesty logo. It has the Grover chrome round button stay tight vintage open gear V98C tuners, a personalized truss rod cover. Almost forgot to mention I have the Bourne's Blend Balance 500K pot, but that is basically my custom built alembic style guitar that I call Lovechild. This is my custom alembic style guitar I call Supernatural. It's made of maple, walnut, and koa. It has the DiMaggio PAF 36th anniversary neck and bridge humbucker pickups. I have the rosewood pickup covers, which were very difficult to get. One I had to get from Athens, Greece, and the other one from the UK. Then I have the rosewood pickup rings, an alembic ABR1 bridge, an alembic tailpiece, a Switchcraft L11 quarter-inch mono jack, a Switchcraft D3M XLR male 3-pin jack, a Bourne's 500K blend balance pot, CTS 500K linear volume pots, CTS 500K audio tone pots, zebra wooden bell knobs, T40 phase switch, T60 pickup switch, a Russian K40Y 9.033 capacitors. I went with copper shielding and cloth wiring on this one, which paid off because I get absolutely no hum. I have a rosewood fretboard with dot inlay. It has a mahogany neck, a black Tusk nut, a rosewood headstock, my custom logo, a personalized truss rod cover. I have the Grover V98CM Butterbean style tuners. And that is basically my custom built alembic style Supernatural guitar. This is my custom built alembic style guitar I call Imani. It has a Seymour Duncan SSL2 vintage flat pickup in the neck, a Seymour Duncan SSL6 custom flat pickup in the bridge, slanted aluminum single coil humbucker conversion pickup plates, white with no hole pickup covers, alembic ABR1 bridge, alembic tailpiece, a Switchcraft L11 quarter-inch mono jack, a Switchcraft D3M XLR male 3-pin jack, a T60 flat paddle 3-way switch, a T40 flat paddle phase switch, a Bourne's 500K blend balance pot, two 300K volume pots, two 300K tone pots, white Rogan RB67 series small skirted knobs, a CTS Mojo Tone Vitamin T .047 UF 600 volt oil filled capacitors. It has a mahogany neck, a rosewood fretboard with dot inlay, a black tusk nut with a rosewood headstock, a custom YorMajesty logo, a personalized truss rod cover. It has Grover V98N Butterbean style tuners, and that is basically my Imani custom built Olympic style guitar. This is my 1979 Series 2 Standard Point Olympic style guitar. This was my very first custom built guitar. I was determined to have this guitar by any means necessary. I have a Seymour Duncan Little 59 SL 59 1N pickup in the neck position, a Seymour Duncan Vintage Rail single coil pickup in the middle position, a Seymour Duncan JB Jr. pickup in the bridge position, custom burl exotic wood pickup covers by Pat Portray, a 1970s Stars brass bridge, string through body. I have a 1/4-inch Switchcraft jack, an XLR male jack, two volume pots, two tone pots, a 3-way switch, a PVT60 flat paddle pickup switch, a PVT40 phase switch, black silver top knobs, orange drop capacitors. Oh, and the CTS pots are 250K. I was determined to have this guitar built my way, although many builders turned me away. But guess who won at the end of the day? And no, I am not going to pay 20K. It has a mahogany neck with white binding around a rosewood fretboard, dragon inlay, a bone nut. It has Spurzale locking tuners, engraved truss rod cover, a brass lion on the headstock, a mahogany headstock, and that is basically my 1979 Series 2 Standard Point Olympic style guitar, inspired by the Olympic bass that Stanley Clarke used to play. This is my custom built Olympic style tribal guitar. It's made with birch, mahogany, walnut, rainbow poplar, maple, cherry, red oak, Douglas fir, beetle kill blue pine, Havea, and pine strips. It has the true custom shop gold foil mini humbuckers in the neck and in the bridge, white humbucker to mini humbucker adapter pickup rings, Olympic HBR1 bridge, Olympic tailpiece, a Switchcraft L11 1/4-inch mono jack, Switchcraft D3M XLR male 3-pin jack, a Bourne's 500K blend balance pot, CTS 500K linear volume pots, CTS 500K audio tone pots, white Rogan RB67 series small skirted knobs, PVT60 flat paddle pickup switch, PVT40 phase switch, Russian K40Y-9.033 capacitors. It has a mahogany neck, a rosewood fretboard with dot inlay, a bone nut, a rosewood headstock with custom YorMajesty logo, a personalized truss rod cover. It has Grover V98C original stay tight vintage butterbean style tuners. And that is basically my custom built tribal alembic style guitar. This is my custom built Libra triple omega alembic style guitar made with mahogany, acacia, and walnut. It has Seymour Duncan vintage blues pickups, neck and bridge, gold open humbucker pickup covers with white perloid inserts and rosewood humbucker pickup rings. It has an alembic ABR1 bridge, alembic tailpiece, a Switchcraft L11 quarter-inch mono jack, a Switchcraft D3M XLR male 3-pin jack, a Bourne's 500K blend balance pot, CTS 500K audio pots, White Rogan RB67 series small skirted knobs, PV T60 flat paddle pickup switch, PV T40 flat paddle phase switch. It has 2.033 UF 200 volt K40Y-9 Russian paper and oil capacitors. It has copper shielding to avoid hum. It has a custom maple neck with an ebony fretboard with custom player card and YorMajesty inlay. It has a black tusk nut. It has a YorMajesty engraved neck plate, a white headstock, a YorMajesty custom logo, a personalized truss rod cover. It has Grover Stay Tight Vintage V98N Butterbean style tuners. And that is basically my custom built Libra triple omega alembic style guitar. This is my custom mother of pearl top, the Midas style guitar. It appears to be the most popular guitar that I own in my collection. It has D2 Birth the Midas pickups in the neck and in the bridge. I have gold pickup rings, gold metal open humbucker pickup covers with abalone pearl inserts, an original Gretsch roller bridge. I have two Alpha 500K volume pots, two Alpha 500K tone pots, mother of pearl abalone top knobs, orange drop capacitor. It has a 3-way switch. Then I have the rosewood fretboard with ivory binding around the fretboard, block inlay, a brass nut, abalone pearl headstock, Grover H97G tuners, personalized truss rod cover, and that is basically my custom mother of pearl top, the Midas style guitar. This is my custom signature, the Midas style guitar. In this one, I have vintage DiMaggio humbucker pickups in the neck and in the bridge. I have chrome pickup rings, chrome pickup covers, original Gretsch roller bridge, a custom aluminum tailpiece by Joe Bentz. I have two CTS 500K volume pots, two CTS 500K tone pots, chrome knobs, orange drop capacitors, ebony fretboard with custom name inlay, dot and diamond inlay, a brass nut, a black headstock with white binding, Grover V97N vertical guitar tuners, an engraved truss rod cover. Almost forgot to mention it has a 3-way switch. And that is basically my custom signature, the Midas style guitar. This is my canary yellow and green abalone pearl top, the Midas style guitar. It was formerly owned by Barry Gibbs of the Bee Gees, Real Talk. It has DiMaggio pickups in the neck and in the bridge, chrome pickup rings, chrome pickup covers, a vintage chrome ABR style bridge, a 3-way switch, chrome stop tailpiece, CTS 500K pots, orange drop capacitors, chrome knobs. It has a rosewood fretboard with ivory binding around the fretboard, a bone nut. It has a black headstock with ivory binding. It has Grover tuners, an engraved truss rod cover. And that is basically my canary yellow and green abalone pearl top, the Midas style guitar. This is a custom built the Midas style guitar for YorMajesty Khalifa Ali. I have a DiMaggio DP415 Area 58 pickup in the neck position, vintage late 70s DiMaggio SDS pickup in the bridge, aluminum slant humbucker to single coil conversion pickup rings by Robert W. Roosh, black no-hole pickup covers, an original Gretsch roller bridge, custom aluminum tailpiece by my son-in-law Scott Sayasing, 300K CTS pots, silver vintage radio knobs, a 3-way switchcraft toggle switch, ebony fretboard with white binding, diamond and dot inlay, a brass nut. It has a black headstock, an engraved truss rod cover, the initial A engraved diamond, Grover V97 Butterbean style tuners, and that is basically my custom built the Midas style guitar with the engraved the Midas aluminum top. This is my custom gold top the Midas style guitar. It has the Seymour Duncan S-Jag2 Hot Jaguar pickup set, neck and bridge, aluminum humbucker, the single coil adapters and tailpiece by Joe Benz Enterprises, the original Gretsch roller bridge. It has a switchcraft switch with a chrome tip. It has CTS 1 meg audio pots, a CTS 1 meg linear split shaft pot, a CTS 50K linear taper pot, chrome knobs, orange drop capacitors, a rosewood fretboard with white binding, trapezoid inlay, a brass nut. It has 22 frets, a black headstock with Egyptian theme. It has gold Grover Butterbean style tuners, a personalized truss rod cover. I really love how this one turned out. My custom gold top, the Midas style guitar. This is my custom leather PRS style guitar. It has the jazz bass style wiring scheme, but on a guitar. It has Bill Lawrence USA L500XL pickups, parallel wiring on the neck pickup, series wiring on the bridge pickup, open chrome pickup covers with pearl abalone inserts, engraved chrome pickup rings. It has a chrome shallow bridge, a Wilkerson Wigsby tremolo tailpiece, Mojo Tone CTS 500K pots, abalone pearl knobs, a 0.33 Russian capacitor on the tone pot, a dielectron Circle D 82PF 1kV ceramic disc capacitor on second volume pot, a rosewood fretboard with dot inlay. It has a black tusk nut, a leather headstock. It has black buttons on chrome Grover Rotomatic tuners. This is the only PRS style guitar that I own. It's also the only leather guitar that I own. But that is basically my custom leather PRS style guitar. Next up is my Dan Armstrong Ampeg style acrylic guitar. I have the vintage DiMaggio PAF Super Distortion DP100 pickup, a rosewood pickup cover and rosewood pickup ring, a chrome wraparound bridge, a Brazilian rosewood pickguard, DiMaggio 500K volume pot, a DiMaggio 500K tone pot, a Bourne's 500K blend balance pot, a 1/4-inch switchcraft jack, a maple neck with Brazilian rosewood fretboard, dot inlay, a bone nut, a rosewood headstock with Schaller M6 locking tuners, and that is basically my Dan Armstrong Ampeg style acrylic guitar. This is a YorMajesty signature left-handed rosewood Fender Stratocaster that I play right-handed. It has the Seymour Duncan California 50s SSL1 Strat pickup set, neck, middle, and bridge, chrome no-hole pickup covers, a chrome Fender big block tremolo bridge, chrome boat jack, Seymour Duncan SDP-250 250K pots, chrome knobs, true custom shop oak Grigsby 5-way switch, a black left-handed aluminum pickguard, roasted maple neck with a rosewood fretboard, YorMajesty inlay, a brass nut, chrome Fender locking tuners with YorMajesty signature on headstock. And that is basically the YorMajesty signature left-handed rosewood Fender Stratocaster that I string and play right-handed. This is my quilted blue maple top custom Fender Stratocaster. It has the 2006 Tex-Mex Delta version, aka road-worn bridge, middle, and neck pickups, gold pickup covers, gold big block Fender tremolo bridge, a gold boat jack, 300K CTS pots, gold knobs, Fender Pure Vintage Wax Paper .01 UF and .05 UF capacitors, oak Grigsby 5-way switch. It has a Jewel blue anodized pickguard, a Wenge neck and Wenge fretboard with pearl dot inlay, a 43mm titanium nut, gold Fender locking tuners, a gold string tree, and that is basically my custom built quilted blue maple top Fender Stratocaster. Next up is my left-handed crafted in Japan natural ash Fender Stratocaster. It has Seymour Duncan SSL2 vintage flat strap single coil pickups in the neck and middle, a Seymour Duncan SSL6 custom flat pro strat single coil pickup in the bridge, gold pickup covers, a gold American vintage Stevie Ray Vaughan left-handed tremolo bridge, Mojo Tone vintage tapered CTS 250K pots, gold knobs, Oak Grigsby 5-way switch, gold boat jack, a natural wood pickguard. It has a maple fretboard, black dot inlay, a brass nut, Schaller gold locking tuners, a chrome string tree, and that is my left-handed, crafted in Japan, natural ash Fender Stratocaster. This is my custom chameleon Stratocaster. It changes color based on the angle that you look at the guitar from. I have the Lindy Fralin Vintage Hot Strat pickup set, neck, middle, and bridge pickups, chrome pickup covers, a chrome big block Fender tremolo bridge, chrome boat jack. It has the CTS 300K pots, chrome knobs. It has the Oak Grigsby 5-way switch, Mojo Tone .047 capacitors, chrome pickguard, a YorMajesty nameplate. It has a Wenge neck, a Wenge fretboard with pearl dot inlay. It has a titanium nut. It has a Wenge headstock. It has chrome Fender locking tuners, a chrome string tree, and that is basically my custom chameleon Fender Stratocaster. This is my roasted ash amber Fender Stratocaster. It has Fender Pure Vintage 65 single coil pickups in the neck, middle, and bridge, black no-hole pickup covers, gold Fender Vintage Strat tremolo bridge, CTS 300K audio taper pots, black and silver witch hat knobs, gold boat jack, Fender Stratocaster 5-way pickup switch, .047 UF orange drop capacitors, black aluminum pickguard. It has a Wenge neck, Wenge fretboard with pearl dot inlay. It has a titanium nut. It has a Wenge headstock, gold Fender locking tuners, a gold string tree, and that is basically my roasted ash amber Fender Stratocaster. This is my custom built charcoal gray Fender Stratocaster. I have the Fender Pure Vintage 56 pickups in the neck and middle, a Fender Pure Vintage 59 pickup in the bridge, white no-hole pickup covers, a chrome Fender 2-point tremolo bridge, chrome boat jack, CTS 300K pots, white witch hat knobs, a genuine Fender 5-way switch with a white tip, a vitamin T .047 UF capacitor, a black anodized aluminum pickguard. It has a rosewood fretboard with white binding, block pearl inlay, a titanium adjustable nut. It has a black headstock with chrome Fender locking tuners, a chrome string tree, and that is basically my custom built charcoal gray Fender Stratocaster. This is my custom built Honeyburst signature Fender Stratocaster. It has the Fender Pure Vintage 5762 Stratocaster pickup set, neck, middle, and bridge, gold pickup covers, gold big block Fender tremolo bridge, a gold boat jack. It has CTS 250K audio pots, gold knobs, Fender Custom Shop 5-way switch. It has an alligator pickguard. Can you dig that? Orange drop capacitors. It has a really nice cherry burst finish. A rosewood fretboard with pearl block inlay and YorMajesty inlay. It has a brass nut. It has a matching cherry burst headstock, gold fender locking tuners, a gold string tree, and that is basically my custom built Honeyburst signature Fender Stratocaster. This is my American Alder Blue Custom 60s Fender Stratocaster. It has a hand-carved stainless steel Maya Aztec pickguard, CTS 250K audio taper pots, black and silver witch hat knobs, chrome boat jack, oak Grigsby 5-way switch, chrome big block Fender tremolo bridge, a Fender Classic 60-62 reissue vintage pickup in the neck, Fender Fat 50s pickup in the bridge, a Fender vintage road worn 60s pickup in the middle, black no-hole pickup covers, aluminum pickup rings, vintage Dielectron Circle D 82PF 1KV ceramic capacitors, rosewood fretboard, dot inlay, brass nut, San Marino blue headstock, chrome fender lock and tuners, chrome string tree, and that is basically my American Alder Blue Custom 60s Fender Stratocaster. If you made it this far, I appreciate you and I salute you. You are truly a lover of guitars and a credit to the Universal Guitar Fraternity. Live long, be well, play guitar, and thanks for watching.